In this task and the FMS tasks that follow, you will be able to enter and edit data at the FMS CDU. All route data and performance data is based around a typical Gatwick to Düsseldorf flight. During these tasks, you may find it useful to verify data at the CDU and the EFIS navigation display against airway and waypoint information from your own en route charts and SID and STAR charts. Similarly, you may also find it useful to compare FMS data with a computerized flight plan from Operations section. In this first task, we will explore different means of entering and verifying route data at the CDU. With external power connected or with the APU running, both FMS CDUs power up to display the aircraft status page. The aircraft status page can also be accessed via the reference index. In this example, maintenance have left the CDU on the maintenance page. Locate the aircraft status page. On the aircraft status page, pilots should check the aircraft type, engine model, and validity of the active navigation database. Note that the active database is no longer valid. Activate the secondary database before continuing. Activating the secondary database exchanges the secondary database for the active database. Having checked the data on the status page and ensured that the database is valid, progress to initialization page A by touching the correct mode key. On the Init A page, pilots enter route data in the form of a company route or an airport pair. In this task, we will examine route selection by airport pair, company route insertion, and building a flight plan from departure to destination. Initially, we shall examine route entry by airport pair. For route entry by airport pair, type the four-letter identifiers for the departure and destination airports into the scratchpad. These identifiers must be separated by the / character. Check the scratchpad and then line select to the From To field. Routes pages are displayed automatically by the CDU if a database route exists for the airport pair. You should check the waypoints on the routes pages against the computerized flight plan. Note that the horizontal scroll arrow and page numbers indicate that two routes are available. Preview the data on the second routes page and then return to routes page 1. The waypoints displayed on routes page 1 correspond with the waypoints in the computerized flight plan. This route is inserted by pressing the line select key next to the star insert prompt. You will recall from earlier in this module that the star insert directly modifies the flight plan. Touch the line select key to insert route 1 into the flight plan. Making a route selection from the routes pages inserts the chosen route into the flight plan. Note that for this route, the CDU displays the company route number Lima Golf Whiskey Delta Uniform Sierra 1. Complete the data in the company route flight number window now by inserting flight number 118 into the appropriate field. To continue, we will examine the latitude-longitude position displayed on the Init A page. Insertion of an alternate route is discussed later in this module. On selection of a route, the CDU displays the departure airport latitude and longitude. The displayed latitude-longitude position can be slewed to the gate or stand position by use of the up-down arrow keys. For this exercise, the aircraft is parked at stand 153 with a latitude of 51 degrees 9.2 minutes north and 0 degrees 11.2 minutes west. Slew the longitude position to 0 degrees 11.2 minutes west. The inertial reference system uses the initial position and sensed movement to calculate present aircraft position. The aircraft present position, displayed on Init A, is passed to the IRS and FMCs by pressing the line select key next to the Align IRS prompt. Failure to press the Align IRS line select key results in the message Align IRS displayed in the scratchpad on subsequent CDU pages. Although Init A page is not complete, there is sufficient data for the FMS to produce the flight plan. Access Flight Plan page A now by pressing the appropriate mode key. The active flight plan for the Gatwick to Düsseldorf route is displayed on the flight plan pages. This page shows a flight plan discontinuity after Gatwick and the waypoints on the Upper Green 1 airway from Dover to Remba. You will recall from earlier in this module that the flight plan can be scrolled in a continuous loop by pressing the up and down function keys. Scroll the display to verify the FMS flight plan against the data on your computerized flight plan. Touch the Advance icon when you have completed reviewing the FMS flight plan. The flight plan discontinuities after Gatwick and before Düsseldorf illustrate that the flight plan is incomplete. We will examine completing the flight plan through SID and STAR entry and alternate route selection in later tasks in this module. To continue this task, we will examine route entry through company route insertion. To examine route entry by company route, we have returned to a blank Init A page. The company route for this flight is Lima Golf Whiskey Delta Uniform Sierra 1, and the flight number is 118. These details are normally entered as a single string into the company route flight number fields. Enter the company route and flight number into the correct fields on the Init A page. Entering the company route displays the departure and destination airport pair in the From To fields and the departure airport latitude-longitude position. Route data can be checked by pressing LSK 1 right. This gives access to the routes pages that are automatically displayed on entering an airport pair. To continue, slew the longitude to the stand position 0 degrees 11.2 minutes west and align the IRS. Init A completed by company route presents the same data as Init A completed by airport pair. To verify the route data, you will need to access the flight plan pages and check the FMS company route against the computerized flight plan supplied by Ops. Access Flight Plan page A and check the en route waypoints against the computerized flight plan. Scroll the display to verify the FMS flight plan against the data on your computerized flight plan. Touch the Advance icon when you have completed reviewing the FMS flight plan. From the two exercises completed, you have seen that entering an airport pair at init A presents the selection of routes in the database. You have also seen that selection of a company route on the init A page directly inserts the route into the flight plan. In both these instances, you have also verified the FMS flight plan against the computerized flight plan by scrolling the CDU. To conclude this learning activity, we shall examine entering a route by building a flight plan. This practice is normally used when no database route exists, such as on charter flights or new routes. For consistency, however, we shall build the route from Gatwick to Düsseldorf. To begin building a flight plan, enter the route by airport pair in the appropriate field. As you have already seen, entering a route by airport pair automatically displays the routes pages if a database route exists. In this instance, however, return to init A without inserting a route. Note that init A does not display a company route number since no route has been selected. Complete init A by first entering the flight number. Then slew the latitude-longitude to the stand position and align the IRS. When complete, proceed to Flight Plan, page A. Notice that Flight Plan, page A consists of the departure and destination points and a flight plan discontinuity. The flight plan currently contains no en route waypoints. To start building the flight plan from Gatwick to Düsseldorf, enter the first waypoint from the computerized flight plan into the scratchpad and line select it over Echo Delta Delta Lima. Notice that the original flight plan enlarges to insert the new waypoint, and that there is a discontinuity between Dover and Düsseldorf. Continue building the flight plan by accessing the lateral revision page from Dover and selecting the Airways page. The Airways from Dover page displays airways that can be selected from Dover. Consult the computerized flight plan to select the required airway. The computerized flight plan requires the flight plan to take the Upper Green 1 route from Dover. Locate and select the Upper Green 1 airway. Note the two courses displayed on the Upper Green 1 Airways page. Check the computerized flight plan again to decide on your next selection. To build the flight plan from this page, any en route waypoint in the flight plan could be selected. Your most expedient choice, however, is to star insert the last waypoint before airway change. Note that the CDU now displays all waypoints along the Upper Green 1 airway up to the airway departure point. To complete the flight plan, check the remaining waypoints along the computerized plan. Note that LNO is the next waypoint to be entered. You have already examined waypoint entry by scratchpad and line selection. To continue, we shall examine waypoint insertion by lateral revision. Scroll the flight plan to the discontinuity and make a lateral revision from the last waypoint. To enter a new waypoint on the lateral revision page, type the identifier into the scratchpad and select to the new waypoint field. You will recall that entering at a star prompt modifies the flight plan. The new waypoint is inserted and the CDU returns to the flight plan page. To complete the flight plan, select the airway page from ELNO and insert the airway change point from the computerized flight plan. Selecting Barman from the Airways page inserts the Norvenich and Barman waypoints into the flight plan. In building this flight plan, you have used a combination of scratch pad insertion, airway selection, and lateral revision to a new waypoint. To conclude this first task, scroll the flight plan to verify CDU data against the computerized flight plan. Press Advance to leave this activity. In this task, you have examined route entry by airport pair, by company route, and by building a flight plan by lateral revision and airway selection. In the following tasks, we will complete the flight plan through SID and STAR selection.